Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing very well. So this is going to be my third tutorial where I'm going to cover how will we deploy Argocd in using a Helm chart in GKE. Similar way you can use in either it is in EKS or either it is in local cluster or either it is in a K3D cluster or Azure cluster, whatever it is. You can deploy Argocd in any of the cluster using this approach, right? So now what I have already logged in to this cluster. Let me just log again. Let me just connect. So I have already authenticated it. So as you can see, it's already been authenticated. And then let me just go to here. I have already provided this. So this one I have already covered. I have already added it, but still you can see Argo has been already added to your repository. Helm helm search repo Argocd. Here you could see my Argocd is already available here, right? Let me enlarge it so that you guys will have some better visibility. Yeah, so now 3.3.6 I'm going to deploy. So how will we deploy? Anyway, it's already updated, so let me just run helm repo update. It's already updated successfully, I guess. Search repo Argocd, no updated version are available. It is similar as same, right? So now let me just run it. So I already have created a namespace kubectl getns. You can see Argocd I have already created it. So I just need to run this. So it will create a default all the details it will create a with the default value. So let me run it. So now what will happen is I'll just give you a brief, like what will happen after running this. It will give us the default Argocd server, default Argocd pods, and everything. It will give us a default one. Now what I am going to do next here is, you could see this is the values.yaml. I have created it. So what it does, it will just expose this load balancer, expose this Argocd to the load balancer as a load balancer. So now what will happen, it will give us a Argocd server as a cluster IP. So that anyway I am going to show you, but for now let me just take a pause because it will take some 5 minutes to get it installed. So yeah, I'll be back after. Yeah, so see, this has been installed successfully, and you could see revision is 1, and then last deployed is the April 14 namespace and all. It's been deployed successfully. So here let me just kubectl get pods -n argocd. It will give us this service. Now kubectl get service -n argocd. See, now we have Argocd server as a cluster IP. Now what this information says to us is, so with the default also you can use it, there is no issue, but problem would be is we will have to always port forward it. So before port forwarding, let me just fetch this secret, the first time secret. It will always uh, give us a initial secret. So let me fetch it first. So this is the secret I have got. Now what will happen, I'll have to port forward it. Let me just port forward it and see. Now you will get the local host 8080 advance, proceed to localhost. Let me copy it, this password I am copying, and click on admin, and then password I have put and sign in. Cool, great. See, so this is localhost we have port forward. Now to avoid this repeated task every time, what I am going to do, I am going to expose this as a load balancer. This Argo CD, I am going to expose it as a load balancer. So now to do so, let me just copy the path, cd this, cd Argo CD. Now ls-ltrh, we have all the values.yaml. Now you can follow this readme.md. Anyway, I have already mentioned, I have already pushed this code to GitHub repo. So now let me just run it. So here, let's just remove it, and that's it. Run it. So it will expose it as a load balancer. So how did we see here Argo CD server as a cluster IP? Here again, the new IP we will get here. So that anyway, I am just going to take a pause, because again it will take some 5 minutes more to get upgraded. So I am taking a pause, and then yeah, I'll be back. Okay, so see, this has been upgraded successfully, and now here revision you could see 2 and the same namespace. Now let me show you kubectl gitpods -n argo cd. It is still running, new pods has been generated, and kubectl get svc -n argo cd. So see, this is the one which I was talking about, this IP. So now our new Argo CD has been exposed as a load balancer to this IP. Now let me just open here, HTTP, that's it. You no need to give any other thing, just click on this, proceed, and great. Now see, you are able to log in, get the UI of Argo CD. Now same way, admin and password, you need to, what we have faced, the same password we will just put here in order to log in. So now, to why we are doing this, we don't need to port forward every time. It's already been exposed now as an external IP. So it is a secured one also, and every time from anywhere it can be accessible. So see, now this one we have got it, right? So now what next are we going to do? Now next item we are going to do is, we have got the Argo CD UI. See, this 3.3.6 version we have got. So now what we are going to do, we are going to set up the repository first. So what repository we should have? This repository we should have already available. I have already accessed it. I have already set it up, but I am just going to show you anyway, because how do we set these repositories, and so to set the repository, what you need to do. So I have already, what I have done, I have already pasted, and I have already created the SSH key. So for that, what you need to do, you just need to cd SSH and then ls-ltrh grep id -rsa. So see, you could see there are 2 keys I have already created. So how did we create? Using this command you can create it, ssh -keygen and then -t rsa. So using this command you will get a rsa key. These 2 files you will get. There will be few more details to ask. You just need to click enter, and then it will get created. So I have already put this id rsa.pub file. I have already put this content to my GitHub repo. Where have I put? Here I have already put it. So see, this is the GitHub repo I have already. So how will you put here? You just need to click then this profile picture, then settings, and then it will land to this SSH and GPG keys. So it will land over here. right? So I have already why I have already put, because this Argo CD will help will do a handshake with the private key, right? So how will we do this? I'll give github repo or github test project as default, then repository URL. Let's give any of the repository URL, right? So for testing purpose, I'm just giving this repository URL, then this, and then this private key. So nothing but we'll put this, we'll do cat id and say, and then pb copy, and it will just give a template, and will put the content of this private key. So anyway, I am not going to put due to security reason, so I'm will put this, and then just click on connect. That's it. You don't need to do any other things here, right? So your connectivity of the GitHub repo will be successful. It will show us successful status here, right? Here you could see. So why we are doing? Because as you guys are aware, like Argo CD is mainly working on GitOps methodology, right? So whenever any changes has been done over to this infra deployment repo, right? So this, let me just navigate once again. See this, whenever any changes happens, so currently I am talking about Kubernetes and backend Helm, and here let's say if I am going to deploy this this tag, from this tag to, let's say I am changing here to this tag, right? So and then if I put here, and then I push this, commit this code, this changes, and push it, so automatically this changes will get deployed automatically to the cluster. So so that's the reason always we have to put the SSH key in order to make sync. Always handshake will already been established, so that's why to make sync with the changes with the GitHub repo to the cluster, so always GitOps methodology works. So that is where Argo CD comes in the picture. Like it keeps the sync, the changes, it keeps on sync for any changes, any kind of changes using the GitHub repository, right? So yeah, that is all about this part. So in the next part, I'm going to cover I'm going to create an application using Argo CD, and then I'm going to deploy the this with backend application in the next part.